See if anybody shows up. Hi, guys. How's it going? Oh, Brenda, you're first. Saskatchewan. Greetings from Saskatchewan. Hey, guys. You know what? I was sitting in the apartment and my husband is out scuba diving and my son is out. My son is out doing whatever. And I said, oh, I'm just sitting here. Oh, maybe I should just bop online. Hi from Amsterdam. I just said, I'm just going to bop online and say hello and check in with everybody. Cause I don't do, God, I'm terrible. Should have done makeup and everything. But I said, I'm just going to bop on and say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Karen's like, I can't believe I got you live. England, Amsterdam, UK, Texas. Wow, it's a long way away. Australia. Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so cool. Canada, Ontario. I love that. Minnesota, everywhere. Gloucestershire. Right? Right? Wales. Lots of people. So is everybody having a great weekend? Australia too. 8:54 a.m. A lot of fans just hanging out on the Sunday after. New Zealand. Hey. So Saskatchewan is in Canada. Cool. Hi from Australia. Everybody hanging out? Everybody having a great weekend? What are your thoughts on Em and Getty spending time together? Listen, I think Meghan's gotten everything out of Harry that she's ever going to want to get from Harry, and she set him up beautifully for a divorce. I mean, he's admitted to 25 years of drug and alcohol abuse. That still goes on by his own admission. He was smoking pot at Tyler Perry's house. Scotland is here too. And so I think, I think it would be out of bounds for her to start? I mean, the guy's 80-something-year-old billionaire, and he's single. I think he's, if I remember the story correctly, his wife passed away. She could divorce Harry, marry him, and that guy would, in 5 years, that guy would be dead. Money. She kept me awake all night. Ugh, Isabella. But you know what? Love it, girl, because those days are going to be past you very quickly. Want you guys to know we were out today looking at apartments for our oldest son. And I think we've decided we're moving to the house in a few months. And I think when we move to the house, I think he's going to stay here in this apartment complex. I think that's the best situation, and we're going to be on the lease as well. So if there's an emergency, we can have access to the apartment. And yeah, typical. I love him. He's doing really well, you guys. He's doing well. Trinidad. He won't marry her, but she will try to take his money. Kathy, I agree with you. It worked for Anna Nicole Smith. Actually, Liberty, it didn't work for Anna Nicole Smith. The son fought that in court and won. Of course, he died also, but so did she. So what does that tell you, people? Money is not everything. It helps, but it's not everything. Money can't love you back, and it's not worth all the fights. Anyway, what else? He's already familiar with the complex. Yes, Laura, he's already familiar with the complex. He likes to walk. He walks for miles every day. and he's already familiar here, and they're familiar with him, and it is gated. So I feel a little safer with it being gated. And I think he'll do fine here. So yeah, yeah. What else? What else do we have going on out there? I'm happy there are coordinated lives that don't compete. That's right. Now, I'm looking on my phone. I am subscribed to somebody that I'm going to recommend to you guys. Let me see if I can find her. Is it Angela? It's called Angela, A Scottish View. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you see that? Or is that a no-go? Angela, A Scottish View. You guys need to go on her YouTube and you need to sign up. She's been around for a while. She does really good stuff. I like her videos. She puts a lot of energy into them. She really does. Oh, Linda, you can't see it? I don't. Here, let me shut this light off. Oh, you know what? Just a second. Let me do this too. Let me see if that'll make it better. And close the blind behind me. How about? I don't know what else to do to get you to see it, except that it says Angela, A Scottish View. You see it? Can you guys see it now? Her stuff is really good. If you can't see it, search her. She has a great channel. She's been around for a while. She did a lot of videos when I got thrown offline last March for 10 days or whatever. She put some really good. Let me see. Turn down the brightness on your phone, Sue. Okay. Anyway, she did some really great videos then too. She really did. Okay. That's what her channel looks like. Okay. I don't know what else to do. It's called Angela, A Scottish View. You can go on YouTube and research it. You'll find her. Anyway, her stuff is really good. Okay. And, but my big thing was I just want to make sure that everybody is having a good weekend. It's important that everybody, enjoys your time off, your downtime when you have it. That's all. That was my whole point. And I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything else? Because nothing really else is going on here that I can think of. It's been a nice, quiet, down weekend. I don't expect it to stay that way. If you guys are aware by my last live about that account that accused me of all those horrible things, this person is accusing me of something else. It's just, they need to get a life. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that's coming. Night Owl, as to my weekend, I spent the whole weekend apartment hunting with my son. He drugged me from apartment to apartment to apartment. And I'm just like, there was one that we went to look at. Like, first of all, it was supposed to be a studio. My very, very first apartment when I moved out 30 years ago or 40 years ago, whatever it was a studio. So basically there was a closet, a bathroom, a kitchen, and one big room. That was a studio. So this place we went to for my son, it was upstairs, second floor. So you open the door and there's this stairs. You go up the stairs and then you have a kitchen, a living room, a separate, and there's like a wall that gives you this little tiny space. It wouldn't even fit my son's regular sized, full sized bed. I was like, this is just not any good. And they wanted like $1,100 a month for this. And I'm like, you do know, honey, that for $1,300 a month, you can have an apartment where we're living now with a balcony and a fireplace. You can't have any of that. You know, at this place, I was really disgusted. I spoke to a couple of the people who live there. They told me their pool was shut down over the summer for like a month and they don't have any tennis courts. And I was like, yeah, that's no good. This place we live in has a dog park, which we made sure for Finn. It has tennis courts. It has a swimming pool. It has an exercise room so he can get rid of his gym membership. It's got a place for him to wash his car so he can get rid of that. There you go. Okay, this person said, I'm watching 29 bird feeders, lots of fat in the seed mixture. -40. That's cold. That's very cold. And let's see what else. When are you doing a live with Megan's Mole? When Megan's Mole has time. She actually has cold. I'm sure most of you know. I'm sure most of you know that she put her son in daycare, or one of her child in daycare, and he got sick, and then he's passing it to her, and then they get over it, and or not daycare, school, preschool, and then they both get better. She puts him back. He gets sick again. She gets sick again. I'm like, get used to this because it's going to be going on for a long time. That's crazy. I had a 788 square foot one bedroom for only 900. Baby grandma, how long ago was that? Just out of curiosity. So, your ER resonates with me as I worked in critical care with horrendous injuries. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the kids. Ugh. You know, I really thought when I left the ER, I really, really, really thought that I was going to miss it. And I did have a little trouble adjusting, like finding myself, which is why my husband arranged that trip for me, because I was struggling a little bit. Because when you work for 27 years in the ER, it's more than just a job. It's who you are. It becomes part of, your who you are. I don't know any other way to say that. It becomes part of it. And so I had a little trouble, but now that I'm out of it, I'm actually feeling okay. Now that I'm out of it, I'm not sure why I stayed in it as long as I did. I'm really not. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it now. I really am. I'm doing okay. I have a friend who still works PRN there. She comes to me and she calls me up and goes, "You're not going to believe what happened this week. You're not going to believe what happened here. You're not going to believe what happened there." And I'm just like, what? We're short staffed. They're offering contracts. If you agree to work an extra shift on night shift, they'll pay you da 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 and bonuses. And I'm like, listen, when it gets that bad, it's not worth the money anymore. Because before I left the ER, they actually put out a mass text to everybody and said, hey, the medical surgical floor needs an extra hand. And on top of your hourly rate, we'll pay you an extra $100 an hour. I looked at my husband. I said, I could make like $1,500, $1,600 in one shift. And he looked at me and said, nope, there's not enough money in the world. If they're that short staffed, it's a recipe for disaster. Don't do it. So, let's see. What are people writing? England and Scotland are beautiful countries. Yes, they are. I can't wait to see them. Yes, I'm thinking about all the amazing things. One of them is my YouTube channel. Who would have thought that I'd run a YouTube channel? Oh my God. Okay, so it's not worth losing your health. You are right, Ruth. When the new COVID started coming through, my husband was like, you're done there, because after what happened to me last year, we're both quite nervous that I'll get it again. And by the way, my sense of smell returned, but she'll dream about night work. I know it. My sense of smell returned, but here's the weird thing. Like, I'll walk into a room and my husband will go, wow, do you smell that? And I go, no. And he goes, there's flowers over there. Like, I don't smell anything. So then I walk up to the flowers, put my face right in them and take a whiff, and I can smell it. but just walking into a room, so my sense of smell has not completely come back. And I was told it probably won't. So I guess that's a long COVID thing. Yeah, that was it for me. I'd had enough. And then what was the next thing? I was going to tell you. So yeah, I gave up. I gave up due to the COVID thing because I was terrified I would catch it again. And I was so sick that first time around. I was just terrified that it would happen again. And he said no. So I said, okay. And I left. Maureen, you are correct. Your health is your wealth. All right. Now let me give you guys the update. This is the update I wanted to give you. Baby grandma, yes. After COVID, my hair, which used to be super thick, fell out in droves. And this is, if I showed you a picture, you wouldn't believe it. And this is what I was left with. And I was told that was also a COVID thing, the hair loss. Okay. So what happened was, I told you I tore my rotator cuff. We'd been pulling a patient out of the car that was in cardiac arrest, and I felt a pull in my shoulder, in my left shoulder, and I went, ugh, and a typical nurse, I ignored it. And then a month or two later, I rolled over in bed in my sleep, and I felt a pop, and I had horrible pain in my shoulder, and that was going on for typical. I ignored it for about 5 months until my husband got really upset with me and said, for the love of God, go get a check. So I go to get a check, and the doctor told me it's more than likely a torn rotator cuff, but we don't immediately do surgery anymore. What we're going to do is send you to physical therapy. So I went to physical therapy twice a week for 3 months. Massive improvement in my arm, but the doctor gave me a shot in the arm of steroids. And the next time I saw her, she said, so how did that shot do for you? And I said, well, it helped my psoriasis, but it didn't do anything for my arm. And she was like, what? Okay, we got to do an MRI. So they did an MRI. And interestingly enough, the MRI came back showing degenerative changes in the shoulder, probably from pulling and pushing people and doing CPR and all the things that I was doing, and severe tendonitis, but no torn rotator cuff. Therefore, no surgery. So I'm doing physical therapy, and I continue with my physical therapy. And whereas before I couldn't get my arm past here, now I can raise it almost double. It doesn't go as high as the other arm, but it's definitely improving. And so I've been discharged from the doctor, and yeah. So we're working on my shoulder. Jeannie, Taclonex cream. I don't take anything by mouth anymore. The rebound was terrible. I use Taclonex. It's getting much better. I didn't develop it till I was 25. It's very odd. 24, somewhere in there. In the hospital with COVID. He caught COVID, didn't know it. He was surprised when they told him. Yes. Yep. Maureen. There's nothing embarrassing, girl. I got to be honest to God. If I had chemo and lost and only had patches, I'd shave it and go bald. I really would. There are women out there who go bald. They look freaking gorgeous. That's what I would do. That's me. Somebody else lost a lot of hair after COVID. Yes. Yep. Lots of nurses. Yeah, well, being big, I've hurt my back. I've thrown my back out a couple of times too. Well, I don't want to do another fundraiser till the fundraiser we're doing. I'm waiting for the money that I transferred out of my bank. I'm waiting for money to show up in my PayPal account, so then I can transfer the money. And so until I do that, I don't want to start another fundraiser, if that makes sense. I'm still waiting for the money to show up. Come on. Nope, it's not there yet. It says estimated to arrive February 7th. So I'm waiting until the 7th, and then we'll transfer that money, and then we'll go from there. And Marcia Den, it's so funny what you say about the thyroid. Let me see if I can pull this up. You know how you have memories on YouTube? Not on YouTube. You know how you have memories on Facebook? one of the memories popped up. I'm taking a picture of it right now. It's from when I had my thyroid removed, because people are like, you didn't have a cut to your throat. You didn't have your thyroid removed. There it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. There it is. You can see the cut to my throat right there. That was when they took it out. And now you can see, you can barely see it. Barely. So, but I'm sure that also had something to do with my with that. Hydrocortisone, I used to use that too. Look at this. My boyfriend had shaved his head when my hair started falling out. I rocked it bald until winter. You rock it, girl. Let's see what else we have. Check out Katie. A note to oneself. She has videos on hair loss solutions. There you go. You know, I get that people don't want to lose their hair. I get that, you know, for some women, their hair is their glory. And I was not happy about my hair falling out. I really wasn't. But I just decided, you know, if it's going to go, it's going to go. And that's just all there is to it. And I would wear baseball caps and stuff. But I'm telling you that if I had chemo and my hair was thin to the point where I had to wear a wig, wigs are hot and uncomfortable and itchy. I literally, Will Smith's wife, what is her name? Jada Pinkett Smith, I think is her name. She's got alopecia. And so her hair comes in patches and she's missing a lot of hair. She shaves her head. She just put a picture up the other day. She looks absolutely gorgeous. She really does. She looks gorgeous. Let's see. Yes. Wear a mask. You know what, guys? People are getting upset about the whole mask thing. Oh, why should I wear a mask in public? Because you could have COVID, not know it. Because you could be passing an elderly person in the grocery store who's immunocompromised, and you could give it to them and kill them. You don't wear a mask for yourself. You wear it to show respect to other people. Duh. If you don't want to wear a mask, that's your thing. But when I'm out and I'm within 6 feet of somebody, I wear a mask. That's just what it is. And you guys should also know, in case you don't know, okay, the fabric masks, they say, give you 20 minutes protection if you're within 6 feet of people. Oh, Sharon, thank you. The blue surgical ones give you 1 hour of protection if you're within 6 feet of somebody. And the non-rebreathers that you can buy give you 23 hours of protection. So I have a bunch of those blue masks. They're in the car, and I put them on in the grocery store, and I put them on in the pharmacy, and I put them on anytime I'm going to be within 6 feet of somebody. I don't need COVID again. I know some of you are new. You may not know, but I caught COVID. And the first week was like, okay, this is, like a fever. It's like the flu. But after that, it settled down into my lungs. And I ended up with double COVID pneumonia and had to be taken by ambulance. It was not good. It was really bad. You don't protect yourself with a mask. You protect other people with a mask. The masks do work, Pop. And let me tell you why I think they work. Let me tell you why they know. When I was working, we would have the flu pandemic. Everybody was coming in with the flu. But when the COVID thing happened and everybody was washing their hands and wearing a mask, we hardly had anybody with the flu because it stopped the stuff. The masks do not inhibit your breathing and give no protection. That's actually inaccurate. Now, I don't want to fight with anybody over this. I'm simply going to say this. There are YouTube videos that show people sneezing. What happens when they cough and sneeze and they don't have a mask on, and what happens when they cough and sneeze when they do have a mask on. They actually, I don't know how they did it. They highlighted the droplets that are coming out of their mouths. I'm telling you, it's like, you watch that, you'll understand why masks are important. So I don't want I don't want to fight with people. Masks don't work. It's been proven they do. It's that simple. And yep. You don't wear a mask. I say it again. You don't wear a mask to protect yourself. You wear a mask to protect others. Because could you imagine while I had COVID, if I went to the grocery store and I went past some 80-year-old immunosuppressed person and I coughed and sneezed as I was passing her? She probably would have caught it. So, yes, Tracy, I'm also very sorry for your loss. A lot of people, my aunt also in New York passed away from COVID. And yes, masks work. Now, the N95 masks, I agree, they're very hard to breathe in. I used to do 12-hour shifts with that thing clamped on my face. And at the end of the shift, when I'd take it off, I'd actually have bruises on my face where it was clamped on my face. But keep in mind, I didn't catch COVID from work. I caught COVID from my son. So, yeah. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. So if you are going to be out in public, if you're going to be around other people within 6 feet, yeah, I guess my point is, guys, it's different for everybody. My son had COVID. For him, it was like a cold. He was up in 3 days, but he gave that same strain of COVID to my husband and to me. My husband was sick, but not as sick as me, and I ended up with double pneumonia, and it was the same strain in 3 people in the same household, and it was different for each person. So I'm just saying. All right, moving on. Where are we now? Yes, the flu. This is what I was just saying. The flu cases went boop. The flu cases dropped dramatically when people wore their masks. And oh, Goldie, I'm so sorry. It's never easy, believe me. I remember when my dad passed away. It's terrible. And oh, thank you, Patricia. I'm still working with those. I was just scanning the patient when I was done going into a COVID room. I had a pneumonia. I was just getting to the point where I was done growing up to go into a COVID room. Here's a perfect one. I wore surgical masks for 40 years, never got sick. I wear an N95 now whenever I go out. Yeah. You're binge watching on YouTube? Are you watching me? Are you binge watching mine? Because I've got like 500 and something videos. You're going to be binge watching for a month. It's a lot. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. And Clover, I completely get that. I get that because as you guys know, my son went like 6 or 8 weeks after he had COVID. He got the COVID shot, and he developed myocarditis, landed in the hospital, and we didn't give him the second shot. He hasn't had the boosters, and he recently developed myocarditis again. So I guess that's a long thing. Oh, that's just crazy. All right. So this is going to be one of my short and sweets. I just wanted to pop on and make sure that everybody was having a fabulous weekend. Mayor, you can go out, just wear that mask and wash your hands. Just wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? I still to this day, and I went to Costco and we bought a box of mini hand sanitizers. There's still to this day have one in the car, and when I get into the car, I wash my hands, then I lean out and I kind of rub a little bit on the door handle. Thank you, Jeannie. That's it. Paula, you're right. You don't wear the mask to protect you. You wear it to protect everybody else. Poppy, my son, is okay now. This I love. 3rd time going through chemo. 9 grandchildren shaved their heads, waist long hair. Love it. Love it. I love it. All right, you guys. So I hope everybody continues to have a great weekend. I've got a new video coming out tomorrow, as usual. And yeah, I hope you guys all tune in and everything is good. Everybody's good. Keep going, guys. And don't forget to sign up for Angela's channel. All right? All right, everybody have a great evening. Bye. Mwah.